The door to your dorm room swung open without a knock. Bakugou never knocked, not when it was you at least. Not when he had that itch under his skin that settled when he saw you acting the way you were, when he saw your face after a long day of training. He texted you a few times already with no answer. The next time, he just shoved his phone in his pocket and marched down the hall, boots heavy on the floor, muttering under his breath about stupid woman ignoring me. He expected to find you sprawled across your bed with your phone, or maybe studying with those dumb, colorful notes you liked. He didn't expect to find the metallic tang of blood in the air the second he stepped inside. The room was dim. Only the desk lamp was on. You were sitting on the edge of your bed in nothing but an oversized shirt. His shirt, the black one with the faded skull that you'd stolen a few months ago. Your knees were pulled up and one hand was gripping your opposite forearm, so tight that your knuckles were right. The thin red lines crossed your skin, some older ones, some silvery and faded, peeked out from underneath. A small utility blade sat on the blanket beside you, blade still glistening. Time stopped. Bakugou's brain short-circuited for half a second, the same half a second he usually used to calculate explosions in fight, and then rage, and then fear, and then something sharp and painful slammed into his chest all at once. "What the fuck are you doing?" he asked. His voice cracked like a whip through the cold room. The quiet door slammed shut behind him, hard enough to rattle the frame. But he didn't move yet. His crimson eyes were locked onto your arm, on the blood slowly welling up along his newest cut. His hands flexed at his sides, palms sparking with tiny explosions before he forced them to stay still. You were startled, hard, head snapping up. Your eyes were wide and you're already glassy with unfinished tears. The blade forgotten as you tried to yank down your sleeve of your shirt to hide the damage. Too late. He'd already seen everything. Bakugou, Your voice came out small and shaky. Nothing like the sharp-tongued girl who argued with him over training schedules or stole his spicy snacks. It's not what it looks like, you sniffled. Bullshit. He took a step forward and then another, boots loud on the floor, chest heaving like he'd just run 10 laps with weights. Don't you fucking lie to me right now. He dropped to his knees in front of you without thinking, one hand shooting out gently, surprisingly gentle to grab your wrist. He pulled your arm towards him. His grip was firm but not bruising, calloused thumb brushing just below the fresh ones, careful not to smear the blood up close. The lines were clean and deliberate, not accidental, not from training. They were real. His jaw clenched so tight that it hurt. The anger was still there, boiling under his skin. But it was tangled with something worse. Fear. Gut-wrenching, nauseating fear that he'd missed this, that he'd been too loud, too explosive, too focused on becoming the number one to notice that the girl he claimed that he loved was... He doesn't even know. Why? The word came out rough, almost a growl, but quieter than his usual barks. His free hand hovered, sparks dancing at his fingertips before he killed them. He didn't trust himself to touch more yet. Tell me why the hell you do this to yourself in your own damn room while I'm texting you like a fucking idiot. You tried to pull your arm back, fresh tears spilling over. It helps sometimes. When everything gets too loud in my head, the pressure and the training and the feeling like I'm not enough. He cut you off. Enough for what? Voice cracking. He hated it. He hated how helpless he sounded. Katsuki didn't do helpless. For me? For this shitty hero course? For your own self? For what? He exhaled sharply through his nose, and then did the only thing that felt right in the moment. He leaned forward and pressed his forehead against yours, eyes squeezing shut for a second. His breath was hot and ragged against your skin. "You're enough, stupid," he muttered. The words were rough and steady. "You're more than enough. You're the only idiot who can keep up with me when I'm at my worst. And you're the only one who calls me out on my shit and stays still. Do you think slicing yourself up is going to fix whatever noise is in your head?" His thumb brushed lightly over the uninjured part of your arm, mapping the damage like he was committing to memory, so he could fix it later. The blood was starting slow, but the sight of it made his stomach twist. "I'm not good at this soft crap, but I'm not walking at that door until you tell me what the fuck is going on. All of it, and then when we're cleaning this up, you're giving me that damn blade, and tomorrow we're telling Aizawa, or whoever the hell we have to tell. We need to, because I'm not letting you do this alone." He pulled back just enough to look you in the eyes, crimson eyes burning with that fierce protective intensity that had made you fall for him in the first place. "You're mine, got it? That means your shitty days and your loud head and your scars and everything. I don't run from explosions, and I sure as hell don't run from you." One hand had moved to cup your cheek, wiping away a tear with a rough pat of his thumb. The other hand stayed wrapped around your wrist, grounding and steady. "So start talking, princess. I'm listening and I'm not going anywhere." The room stayed quiet after that. The only sound was your shaky breathing and the faint crackle of the restraining sparks in his palm. Bakugou waited. He really waited. Knees on the floor, forehead close to yours, ready to sit there all night if that's what it took. Because for once, the number one hero in training wasn't thinking about rankings or battles or villains. He was thinking about you.